This is part 3 of 3. I've already produced video. This is number 3. I've already created some videos on this channel about LastPass and about 1Password. This video is about Bitwarden. And the whole idea is to share with you 3 different products that you may want to consider for yourself and the seniors in your family, your parents or your grandparents, who struggle to manage passwords. Too many people are relying on sticky notes, they're relying on little books to put passwords or just a list of them. And then when they change their password or they lose the list, or they lose the sticky note, it becomes burdensome. And furthermore, it's difficult for the executors of the state, for the trusted authorities and trusted agents, family members who need to help the seniors get access to their accounts in the event they get incapacitated or they're in the hospital or, heaven forbid, they pass away and they need to get into their accounts to be able to manage their estate. Password management tools help you to be able to A, make it easy for the seniors to use, and B, be able to get to that data when it's important for you to get to that data. This video is all about Bitwarden. Let me start with pricing. Bitwarden's price is a little bit different. If you click on personal, it always goes to business. You click on personal and you'll see that you can get it for free. And this is absolutely great. Unlimited devices, passkey management, always free. The only problem with free in the context of Bitwarden is you don't get emergency access. And so I think that if you want emergency access, where you want to be able to get back into the account in the event that the user has a problem, or you need to get into the account as an executor of the estate, I think that the $1.65 a month, which is $19.80 billed every year, is probably the right thing to do. But I'm going to show you using the basic free version so that you can see what your options are there. The only thing I'm not going to be able to show you is emergency access or file attachments. But you understand the basics is the importance of this video. So let's get started. Create an account. The very first thing it wants to do is have your email address. So I'm going to give it my email address. And I'm going to use bitwarden.com instead of European. I'm going to say, yeah, sign me up for your newsletter. I'm going to hit sign up. Now, I sent an email to me that I have to go get that email. So give me a second to get that email. All right, I got the email. Let me click right here and paste what it wants me to go to. And so it's verified my email address. So let's keep going. Step number 1 is you need a master password. On all of these password management tools, you need a master password. Now, I have a password that I've already saved. Let me get it right here. Let me copy that. And let me put it in my master password here. I'll paste that. And then it likes it. It's at least 12 characters long. They consider it strong. Let me paste it again. And then you can put a hint in there if you want to, upwards of 50 characters. What I recommend you do is that you absolutely put that password somewhere so that you never lose access to it. Maybe put it in a file that's next to your birth certificate, your social security card, maybe your driver's license, whatever, all that information that you're collecting, put this password there so you do not forget it. And then next step is create an account. Now, the next step is to get the extension. The extension is the piece of code that goes in your web browser, whether it's Chrome, Firefox, Safari, or if you're using Microsoft Edge. You need an extension, and it sits right up here so that, in this case, Bitwarden can pay attention to when you're logging on the sites, and it can either capture the login information if it's a new site, or if you've already saved the password, it can make that login information available to you when you're signing in. So I'm going to get the extension. And it took me to Chrome Web Store, and I have to add it to Chrome. I need to allow it and understand it's going to read and change data, display notifications, and read and modify data that I copy. I'm going to add the extension. Now, before we go further, what I really recommend you do is get that extension accessible. It's right here under the extension toolkit, but I recommend you click on that and you pin Bitwarden to the front. This is an important extension. This is an important extension. You don't want to make it difficult to get to. Put it right there in front of you. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a free account. Again, my email address. I thought I already gave it my email address, but let's do it again. I need to get that login information. Hang on. So I think the next step is, since I have a password, I need to log in. It's a little more tedious than some of the other ones. So there's my login and my password. Log in with master password. So I've created a Bitwarden account. I've added the extension to the Chrome browser, and now it wants to encourage me to pay for premium. And again, I think it would be wise to do that to be able to get at least get to the emergency access. I'm not going to do that in this video, but I'm going to continue without upgrading. Now I'm in Bitwarden. So the processes are pretty much the same. There's two ways of adding login information to the password manager. Step number one, add a new item. I'm going to add, let me go over here and log out of I do like the fact that under settings, I have the ability under appearance to make it dark. I prefer using the dark screen instead of the light screen. So here's the vault. And so it's showing me that I'm not quite there yet. Step number one was create account. And step number three is install the browser. Step four is import data but I'm not going to import any data. And the reason I'm not is I'm going to show you how to manually add it. So I'm going to dismiss all of that. Now, how do we add a password? Let me go get a password for LinkedIn, and I'm going to show you how to manually add an entry to Bitwarden. And then in this example, we'll do it with LinkedIn. 1 second. So let's add a new item. Right here, add an item. When you add it, go to add an item, you can, first of all, it's just reiterating that it will manually, let's add an item. So when you go to add an item, you'll see, first of all, it says save time with autofill, include a website so this login appears as autofill suggestion. Okay, I got that. So what's the item name? This is LinkedIn. No folder. I could put it in folders if I want to. I'd have to go over here and create some folders. I don't have any yet. So what's the username? It's my email address. And it needs to know the password. So I'm going to paste the password. Now it lets me look at the password right here if I want to. You can also generate a new password, but I need to use the existing password as I enter this login for LinkedIn into the system. Now it lets me do an authentication key if I want to. I do authenticate on LinkedIn when I log into new devices, but I do that through the Google Authenticator. I don't do it through the password management authenticator. I have autofill options. I can say, what website do I want it to use? I want it to use www.linkedin.com. I let it determine or match if it's going to log in at linkedin.com or linkedin.com/login. It'll determine that automatically. I can put notes here. Now, if I had any backup codes, I can put backup codes in here, whatever kind of information I want to put in here regarding, in this context, logging in LinkedIn. And that's pretty much all there is to it. So I can ask for a master password reprompt. If this site is really important and really needs to be secure, I could force myself or whoever's using this computer to re-enter the master password, just an additional level of security. And I'm going to hit save. So now I've added LinkedIn to the vault so that I can use it when I go to log into LinkedIn. So let's go see what happens. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to type in LinkedIn. And I'm going to hit sign in with email. I must not be logged into Bitwarden. Now, before I can go test this, I just realized that I'm not logged in to Bitwarden up here. So what I have to do is log in. So let me log in with my email address. Remember the email. Continue. It needs the master password. Let me get that. Put the master password in here and log in with master password. Now I know that I'm logged in because that icon is now blue. Now I can go test logging into LinkedIn. Let's see, can I do it here? I can. Actually, from the vault, I can click on the 3 dots and hit launch. But we typically don't do that. Typically what we do, typically we don't even have that running. We just have this running. So if I want to go to LinkedIn, hit enter, sign in with email, and look what happens. Bitwarden pops up and says, hey, here's a login for LinkedIn. So I click on that. It's got the email address and the password. I can sign in. Now, if I was signing in on a new device, then LinkedIn would use the 2-factor authentication, and it would likely either ask me for the Google Authenticator code, or because of the way I have my LinkedIn set up, it would tell me to open LinkedIn on my mobile device and click, yes, it's me, or no, it's not me if someone's hacked my account. So So I've now added an entry to Bitwarden, and I tested that entry by logging into LinkedIn.com. Now, there's a 1 over here. I wonder what that 1 means. It's down here. It's an alert on settings. It's saying something about autofill. Easily find autofill. So it's wanting me to make sure I turn off the Chrome autofill. Good suggestion. Normally I do that manually. Let's do that. I need to allow it to make that change. And now if I come up here, I thought I turned that off. Now it has autofill suggestion, display identities, display cards, make Bitwarden your primary password manager, always shows cards as autofill, always show identities. So there's a 1 up here, and that 1, what that really references is the fact that there is 1 password saved in Bitwarden for this site, LinkedIn.com. So let's do the next tactic. The next tactic is for you to be able to log into something, and as you're logging into the website directly, get Bitwarden to save that data. I want to do this with Facebook. Give me a second to get set up. I'm going to go to facebook.com. I'm going to log in. You see it says Bitwarden says there's no items. So I need to put my email address. I need to put the password, and I need to log in. Now look what happens when I do this. When I do this, Bitwarden pops up on the right and says, hey, do you want to save that login for Facebook? And the answer is yes. Now, it gives me the ability to edit it if I want to edit it, but I just simply want to hit save because it worked. And now it's telling me that Bitwarden has saved the login for Facebook. Now, I can test that by logging out, close this down, open Facebook again. It puts the email address, it puts the password, and I can hit login. And now I'm in Facebook. Bitwarden's a little different than the other password management tools I've showed you, LastPass and 1Password. I want to get back to the overall admin console. And I kind of would want to be able to see a button real easy for me to get to it here. And I haven't found it yet. The easiest answer I found, which is not crystal clear, is go to settings, go to account security, and in account security, the only thing I found that gets me there is change master password. When I click on that, it says, do you want to go to the web app, which is what I want to do. I hit continue. So it brings me to the web app, but I'm not logged in, even though I'm logged in up here. So I got to hit continue, and then I got to put in the master password, which I have to remember, and log in with master password. So now I'm back to the Bitwarden Web Vault or Password Manager. Again, I was kind of hoping it was easier to get to from here. So I just want to show you some things that kind of make sense for you to pay attention to. First of all, here's your vault. Here's my vault. My vault has these things in here. Here's I can have favorites, and these are the types of entries you can have. Not only a login, which is what I have here, but I can have a card, a credit card. I can have identity information like a driver's license, SSH key if you're using that type of security. I can create folders. Let me create a folder. If I hit new, I can create a new folder right here. I also want to show you over here, here's settings. I can manage my security. Here's managing the appearance, subscriptions, if I had upgraded or not. And there, if I do upgrade, there's emergency access. And again, I have to upgrade to be able to get emergency access. When you have this, you can invite a trusted contact to get into your Bitwarden password management in the event you can't, whether you're in the hospital, you're disabled, or heavens forbid you've passed away and someone needs to get to this data. I'm not going to dig into this all too much, but I do think it makes sense for you to pay attention to this and understand it. By the way, I do like the password managers generating passwords for me automatically. I can, generate a password that's 14 characters long, uppercase, lowercase numbers, even extended characters, which I think is important to really make your passwords more secure. I can say the minimum numbers are 1. I can say I really want to have 2. I minimum special characters, maybe I have 2 there. And then, when I generate it, which I hit right there, generate, this password is going to fulfill these parameters. Just a great way to generate really secure passwords. Much better than password 1, 2, 3. And what you might want to do, since I haven't found a real easy way to get here, is you might want to bookmark this so that you make it easy for you to get into this and, put it somewhere where, again, it just makes it quick and easy for you to get into it. This is Bitwarden. And I've already shown you LastPass and 1Password. These are 3 respected and trusted password management tools. I hope that you have found this information about Bitwarden to be useful for you.